Jealousy. Is it a dangerous poison in our relationships, or could it actually be a spice that adds depth and meaning? Is jealousy always destructive, or can it sometimes be beneficial to our connections with others? Jealousy is one of our most complex emotions. It can both harm and strengthen relationships, depending on how it's expressed and managed. When we examine jealousy closely, we find a spectrum from harmful obsession to a natural signal that we value our relationship. In this video, we'll explore the roots of jealousy, how to differentiate between its healthy and unhealthy forms, and effective strategies for managing jealous feelings. By understanding the nature of jealousy, we can learn to recognize when it's becoming toxic and develop healthier ways to handle this powerful emotion. Jealousy and envy are often used interchangeably, but they're actually distinct emotions with different triggers and characteristics. Let's clarify the difference. Jealousy involves a perceived threat to something you already possess, while envy involves wanting something that someone else has. Jealousy is a complex emotion with four core components. First, there's insecurity, which involves doubting your own value or importance in a relationship. Second is the fear of loss, which manifests as anxiety about losing someone or something important to you. This fear often drives jealous behaviors. Third, resentment emerges toward the person perceived as a threat, creating feelings of anger and bitterness. Finally, suspicion causes you to question your partner's actions or intentions, leading to monitoring behaviors and distrust. When jealousy enters a relationship, it transforms the emotional connection between partners. A healthy relationship features smooth, trusting connections. In contrast, jealousy creates jagged, unpredictable patterns of interaction, disrupting the harmony and introducing tension and uncertainty. Let's put jealousy in context. It frequently emerges in relationships when a valued connection feels threatened. This might happen when a new person enters your relationship dynamic, or when your partner shows attention to others. To summarize, jealousy and envy are distinct emotions. Jealousy involves protecting something you already have, while envy involves wanting something others possess. Jealousy consists of four key components: insecurity, fear of loss, resentment toward perceived threats, and suspicion about your partner's actions or intentions. Evolutionary psychologists view jealousy as an evolved mechanism designed to address specific threats to reproductive success. Jealousy likely evolved as a mate guarding mechanism. This protective response helped our ancestors safeguard their reproductive investments and ensure their genes would be passed on to the next generation. Extreme mate guarding behaviors, as shown in the image, have manifested in various cultural practices throughout human history. Research suggests there are gender differences in jealousy triggers. According to evolutionary psychology, men and women face different challenges in ensuring reproductive success. Men tend to be more distressed by sexual infidelity, which threatens paternity certainty. Women, on the other hand, are often more affected by emotional infidelity, which may signal a diversion of resources away from them and their offspring. Studies have consistently shown these gender differences across cultures. The differences in how men and women experience jealousy reflect different adaptive challenges our ancestors faced throughout human evolution. In summary, jealousy evolved as an adaptive mechanism to protect reproductive success, with gender-specific variations reflecting the different evolutionary pressures faced by males and females throughout human history. Jealousy exists on a spectrum from healthy to unhealthy. Understanding the difference is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships. This visual comparison helps us understand the stark differences between healthy and unhealthy expressions of jealousy in relationships. Healthy jealousy is mild and occasional. It stems from a place of protection and prompts open communication rather than accusations. When experienced in a healthy way, jealousy acknowledges the feeling without acting impulsively and can actually lead to deeper understanding between partners. For example, feeling a hint of jealousy when celebrating a friend's engagement is natural. Acknowledging this feeling without letting it affect your genuine happiness for them is healthy. Unhealthy jealousy, on the other hand, is intense and persistent. It's often based on irrational fears and can lead to controlling behaviors. This type of jealousy causes significant distress and may escalate to emotional or even physical abuse if left unchecked. Unhealthy jealousy is a common characteristic of toxic relationships, leading to a cycle of suspicion, accusation, and control. There are several warning signs of unhealthy jealousy to watch for. These include constant checking of a partner's phone or social media, making accusations without evidence, isolating a partner from friends and family, and displaying extreme anger when a partner interacts with others. The difference between healthy and unhealthy jealousy can be visualized as the difference between a smooth, balanced heart and a jagged, distorted one. Understanding the function of jealous behavior is key to addressing it. When jealousy arises, pay attention to what triggers it and consider healthy coping strategies. To summarize, healthy jealousy is mild and prompts open communication, while unhealthy jealousy is intense and leads to controlling behaviors. Being aware of warning signs and addressing jealousy directly can significantly improve relationship quality. Reactive jealousy occurs when there is a real threat to your relationship, such as when your partner has actually engaged in inappropriate behavior with someone else. Let's examine common triggers for reactive jealousy. These include physical infidelity, emotional cheating, flirtatious behavior, secrecy with devices, and lying about contact with others. When confronted with a legitimate threat to our relationship, we can respond in healthy or unhealthy ways. Unhealthy responses include retaliation, violence, constant monitoring, or immediately ending the relationship without discussion. Healthy responses involve calm discussion, setting clear boundaries, seeking professional help, and making informed decisions about the relationship's future. Here are some constructive steps for addressing reactive jealousy. First, take time to process your emotions. Then gather factual information about what happened. When you're ready, communicate your feelings calmly. Express clear expectations for the future. Consider seeking professional counseling. And finally, make informed decisions about your relationship. Professional help can be invaluable when dealing with reactive jealousy. Therapy provides a safe environment to express your feelings and offers an objective third-party perspective. Therapists can teach healthy communication skills, help process trauma from betrayal, and guide you through difficult relationship decisions. Remember, setting clear boundaries is essential for healing after betrayal and rebuilding trust in relationships. With time, effort, and possibly professional guidance, many couples can move forward after addressing reactive jealousy in a healthy way. Possessive or preventive jealousy is characterized by a desire to control a partner's behavior. Unlike reactive jealousy, which responds to actual threats, possessive jealousy attempts to prevent perceived threats before they occur. This type of jealousy creates unhealthy relationship patterns, as it stems from insecurity and fear rather than trust. People with possessive jealousy often exhibit various controlling behaviors that can damage their relationships. Possessive jealousy often leads to emotional manipulation, where various tactics are used to maintain control over a partner. Understanding the psychological causes of possessive jealousy can help identify and address these controlling behaviors. The dangers of possessive jealousy cannot be overstated. It can escalate to emotional abuse, may lead to physical violence, isolates victims from their support networks, erodes self-esteem and autonomy, and can create lasting psychological trauma. Recognizing possessive jealousy early is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and preventing the cycle of control. Jealousy and trust form a complex relationship that can easily become a vicious cycle. When we examine the dynamics between trust and jealousy, we can see how they directly influence each other. In a healthy relationship, trust forms the foundation, represented by this smooth heart. When jealousy enters the relationship, it creates instability and jagged edges in that trust. This creates a vicious cycle. When we feel non-disturbed becomes our primary goal, we develop expectations that fuel our jealousy. When jealousy manifests in a relationship, it begins to erode trust between partners. As trust diminishes, feelings of insecurity increase, which in turn fuels more jealousy. Consider this scenario. One friend announces an engagement, while the other harbors secret jealousy that creates doubt about her friend's relationship. Rebuilding trust is essential to break this cycle. Therapists recommend several approaches to repair trust in relationships. Couples can practice specific trust-building exercises to strengthen their bond and reduce jealousy. When jealous thoughts arise, these coping mechanisms can help you manage them effectively and prevent trust erosion. Breaking this vicious cycle requires conscious effort from both partners, focusing on building trust while simultaneously developing healthy ways to manage jealousy. Open communication plays a crucial role in addressing jealousy in relationships. When partners can express their feelings honestly and listen to each other attentively, it creates a foundation for trust. When jealousy arises, communication transforms it from a potentially destructive force to an opportunity for growth. Without communication, jealousy can fester and damage the relationship. Active listening is fundamental to effective communication about jealousy. When you truly listen to your partner's concerns without judgment, you create a safe space for vulnerability. Here are some effective tips for discussing jealousy with your partner. First, choose an appropriate time when both of you are calm and receptive. Use "I feel" statements rather than accusations to avoid defensiveness. Focus on specific behaviors rather than making generalizations about your partner's character. Maintain a calm, non-threatening tone throughout the conversation. Listen without interrupting when your partner responds. And importantly, validate your partner's emotions, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Let's compare ineffective and effective ways to communicate about jealousy. Instead of accusatory statements like, "You're always flirting with everyone," which typically lead to defensiveness, try expressing your feelings directly. Effective communication about difficult emotions like jealousy requires planning. Setting the stage properly, focusing on one message at a time, and maintaining a non-threatening approach can make these conversations more productive. When partners communicate openly about jealousy, they transform it from a potential relationship threat to an opportunity for deeper connection. This process builds intimacy, establishes trust, and develops valuable conflict resolution skills that benefit all aspects of the relationship. Building self-esteem is crucial for creating security in relationships and reducing jealousy. Self-esteem is our perception of our own worth and value. When we have a negative view of ourselves, we become more vulnerable to jealousy in relationships. When you have healthy self-esteem, you're less dependent on your partner's validation, more secure in your relationship, better at setting boundaries, and less afraid of abandonment. Building self-esteem requires intentional effort. Start by focusing on your personal strengths, pursuing meaningful hobbies, practicing self-compassion, and challenging negative thoughts about yourself. Other effective strategies include setting and achieving small goals, surrounding yourself with supportive people, practicing gratitude, and celebrating your accomplishments. Developing lasting self-esteem requires daily practice. Use positive affirmations, set healthy boundaries, journal about your successes, limit social comparisons, practice mindfulness, and remember, it's okay to ask for help. As your self-esteem grows stronger, jealousy naturally diminishes, creating a more secure foundation for your relationships. Setting healthy boundaries is essential for managing jealousy and maintaining relationship health. Boundaries are personal limits that define where you end and your partner begins, setting clear expectations and protecting both individuals' needs. Healthy boundaries come in many forms, including physical, emotional, time, and digital boundaries. Each type helps protect different aspects of your relationship. Communication boundaries establish how you and your partner discuss sensitive topics, including jealousy. These include expressing needs without accusations, agreeing on how to discuss feelings of jealousy, and setting rules for conflict resolution. Social media can be a significant trigger for jealousy. Setting boundaries around online behavior includes agreeing on privacy settings, establishing comfort levels with online interactions, and discussing what aspects of your relationship are appropriate to share. Time boundaries help balance togetherness with healthy independence. These include respecting personal space needs, balancing couple time with individual activities, and communicating clearly about plans with friends or colleagues. Setting healthy boundaries offers numerous benefits for managing jealousy. They build trust, reduce conflict, increase security, and help both partners feel respected and valued. When boundaries are unclear or missing, relationships can feel jagged and chaotic. With clear, healthy boundaries in place, relationships become smoother and more nurturing for both partners. To effectively implement boundaries, discuss them openly before problems arise. Be specific about your needs and expectations. Respect your partner's boundaries as you want yours respected, and revisit boundaries as your relationship evolves. Professional help can be valuable when jealousy starts to negatively impact your well being and relationships. There are several warning signs that indicate it's time to seek professional help for jealousy issues. These include obsessive thoughts and behaviors related to your partner's activities. When jealousy causes frequent conflicts in your relationship, if you find yourself unable to control your jealous reactions despite trying, when jealousy leads to symptoms of depression or anxiety, if you're using unhealthy coping mechanisms like substance abuse or excessive monitoring, and when past trauma or betrayal affects your ability to trust in current relationships. Professional therapy can help identify and address the root causes of jealousy. Therapists can help you explore childhood attachment issues that may contribute to jealousy. They can address deep-seated fears of abandonment and trust issues. Therapy helps improve self-esteem and reduce insecurity. You'll learn healthier communication patterns with your partner and identify cognitive distortions that fuel jealous thoughts. There are several effective types of therapy that can help with jealousy issues. Individual therapy focuses on your personal issues, triggers, and insecurities that contribute to jealousy. Couples therapy helps both partners address relationship dynamics and communication patterns together. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is particularly effective for jealousy as it helps identify and change thought patterns and behaviors. Understanding what to expect from therapy can help you prepare for the healing process. Therapy provides a safe, non-judgmental environment to explore your feelings. Progress is typically gradual, with improvements happening over time rather than immediately. You may be given homework exercises to practice between sessions. Throughout therapy, you'll develop personalized coping strategies for managing jealousy. Therapy can transform unhealthy jealousy patterns into healthier emotional responses. With professional help, you can experience several positive outcomes. These include healthier relationship dynamics with less conflict. You'll develop improved emotional regulation to manage jealous feelings. Therapy helps build better communication skills to express needs without accusation. You'll gain increased self-awareness about your triggers and patterns, and ultimately, experience enhanced trust and security in your relationships. Let's examine what 3 renowned relationship experts have to say about managing jealousy. Dr. John Gottman, a leading relationship researcher, sees jealousy as an opportunity to connect with your partner. He emphasizes understanding and honoring each other's vulnerabilities. Gottman's research on the 4 horsemen of relationship conflict shows how criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling can escalate jealousy issues. Dr. Katie Schubert highlights that jealousy is perfectly normal, especially in new relationships or during periods of change. However, she warns that it can cause serious problems if it becomes overly dominant in the relationship. Dr. Schubert emphasizes the importance of effective communication strategies to address jealousy constructively. Dr. Jill Squires explains that some people are naturally more prone to suspicious jealousy, even without a real threat present. She emphasizes that addressing underlying insecurities is vital to managing jealousy effectively. According to Dr. Squires, working on vulnerability and building self-awareness can significantly reduce jealousy's negative impact. Looking at the collective wisdom from these experts, several common recommendations emerge. All experts emphasize that open communication is essential for addressing jealousy. They recommend setting healthy boundaries in relationships and addressing underlying insecurities. The experts view jealousy as an opportunity for personal and relationship growth, and when jealousy becomes overwhelming, they suggest seeking professional help. The future of jealousy research is moving toward integrating multiple perspectives. Current research often examines jealousy through narrow lenses, but more comprehensive models are emerging. Evolutionary psychology views jealousy as an adaptive mechanism for mate retention and reproductive success. Meanwhile, social scientists emphasize how cultural norms and social interactions shape jealousy expression. Cross-cultural research reveals significant variations in jealousy triggers and expressions across different societies. Future research will likely focus on neuroimaging studies, cross-cultural analyses, changing social norms, and technology's impact on jealousy. Social factors, including education, culture, and environment, will be crucial elements in this integrated approach. The most promising direction is an integrated model that combines evolutionary, cultural, social, neurological, and technological perspectives. By integrating these perspectives, researchers will develop a more comprehensive understanding of jealousy across different contexts. As we conclude our exploration of jealousy, let's remember the key insights we've gained. Jealousy is a complex emotion with evolutionary roots that can both strengthen and harm our relationships. It exists on a spectrum from healthy to unhealthy and can be effectively managed with self-awareness and open communication. Throughout healthy relationships, partners learn to navigate jealousy together through trust and understanding. We've explored several effective strategies to manage jealousy, including open communication, building self-awareness, setting healthy boundaries, developing trust, and seeking professional help when needed. Building trust through consistent actions and exercises can significantly reduce jealousy and strengthen your relationship. Successfully managing jealousy leads to stronger, more resilient relationships with increased trust and intimacy. It also contributes to better emotional well-being and provides an opportunity for significant personal growth. Remember, jealousy is part of being human. With awareness and effort, it can become a catalyst for growth rather than destruction. By using the strategies we've discussed, you can navigate jealousy constructively, fostering trust, intimacy, and overall well-being in your relationships.